My name is Marck Hoecker. I was the class of 2008, Section V, and been working as a co-founder with Coad on vinsnap.
Okay,
and I'm Coad. I've worked in the automotive industry for a while, and co-founder of vinsnap with Marck.
And tell me what vinsnap is. Give me your elevator pitch, if you would.
Well, the short story is it's a consumer shopping tool for people who are buying cars. What it does is using your smartphone, you click the VIN number of cars. Every car has a VIN number. It's like the DNA of a car. And from that, as a car shopper, you can build your shopping list. And from that VIN number, you can decode all of the features of the car. It's kind of like a link where you can get all of the information on the offers, what the history of the car is, what the valuation of the car is, and you have it consolidated in one place on your smartphone. And it's really a way for a customer to have all the information at their fingertips and help them negotiate the best deal when they're buying a car.
And additionally, on the back end, after consumers actually click those VINs, we use that information to talk to OEMs and dealerships as far as consumer analytics are concerned. So who's shopping my brand and who's not shopping my brand, and how can I manage my business based off of that information that consumers are inputting?
Tell me where you got the idea.
So the idea has come up while I've been sitting in some of the automotive conferences in my current job, and as people have really explored how is mobile actually going to play in the automotive marketplace. So then I started talking with Marck about his consumer experience as far as gathering all this information, and he's like, well, I came home with all these brochures today, and we're like, there's just simply must be an easier way to get this job done, and help him organize this information.
Yeah, we've gotten to know each other fairly well. We live in the same city, at least were, and we're kicking around. All been talking about entrepreneurial ideas, and we're kicking around a bunch of different ideas, and sort of honed in on this one, through just the process of talking things through and thinking about where you could go with this. And our decision was that this thing seemed to have legs, and that's why we picked it out of some of the other ones we were looking at. Mm-hmm. And we're really delighted to make it all the way to Boston, for the finals in Boston. That was really exciting.
So your plan is to launch by midsummer. Does that require going out and looking for financing, or are you trying to get something up and running using your own funds for the moment?
Well, we've made it this far on our own funds. I think our valuation has actually improved maybe 1,000%, because we came in to the contest with we didn't even have, I think we had a domain name. That was about $10. And then when we came out of Chicago, we decided it was time to get business cards, and we started working on a prototype, and we decided we needed to get a computer. So our valuation actually has gone up considerably, so it's a really good story there. But we've gotten so much out of just listening to some of the seminars and thinking about things like lean startups, that I think that's the right strategy for us, is to see how far we can take this, get some experiments out there, get some feedback either from a user interface perspective, as Chris was saying, or just get some market tests out there. What's the viability of this? Is this something that the consumers would find useful? And really just take it from there in sort of iterations and sequences.
Yeah, I think listening to some of the professors today, what I realized is a lot of what I use in my day-to-day job, my full-time job right now, I hadn't even ported over to actual vinsnap usage and a lot of the testing and the marketing to make sure it's a viable product and viable idea. And listening to the professors today just kind of opened my eyes to say, hey, we need to go do this to make sure before we want to go out and find financing or invest even more of our own money.
Interesting. And I guess the last question for you, Marck, is as an MBA from here, what sort of experiences did you have here that helped sort of lead you to where you are today with trying to launch a company?
I take it you mean when I was in the MBA curriculum?
I'm sorry, yes.
The thing with the MBA curriculum is that you're just inundated with so much all at once, and you're trying to digest all of that and make sense of it. And there was definitely things that I took straight out of the RC from the TEM class. So the entrepreneurial manager class, the people opportunity context deal. We use that as a framework to put our business plan together and basically get to Chicago. And we've been through multiple revisions. I think there's one slide that survived the last month and a half that made it to Boston. But that was a great way to just try to put some structure around something and idea. I'd really identify how you need to move forward. I think what's been so rewarding about having made it to Boston is that all of a sudden I can do some of the same follow-up with some of those very, very experienced professors and do it in the context of not someone else's business, but one that I really have a stake in. And you think about things differently, and all of a sudden you're taking all this information at once again, but you're digesting it in the context of how does it relate to my business specifically. And that has been immensely helpful. I mean, I think we've looked at every seminar we did, and it's been like just executive education for vinsnap, which has been fantastic.
So the whole process has been an incredible learning experience for both of you, it sounds like.
Oh, absolutely, without question. I mean, when we stepped into it and we were like, we're going to throw our hat in the ring, that's exactly what we knew that what we really wanted to get out of it as we tried to grow vinsnap and make it successful.